Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you step by step in how I make my fresh homemade sofrito at home. All right, and here I have all of my ingredients that I'm going to be using today. This is a very traditional recipe. So as you can see, I have the Ajíes Dulces back there. I'm using Recao, which also goes by Culantro or coriander in English. And I'm gonna make sure that I list all of the ingredients and how much I use of everything in the description box below. But remember that you can use this as a general guide. So if you wanna adjust a few things, like the ratios of some things, you can go ahead and do that. All right, so first I like to start off by giving everything a good heavy duty wash. I like to wash any of my produce with white vinegar and cold water. I don't do anything fancy or special. I just give it a good splash with white distilled vinegar, and then I fill up my bowl with very cold water. And then I just let everything sit for about 10 to 20 minutes. I find that this helps to loosen up any sticky dirt or sand, sediment, whatever. And it just helps to get everything nice and clean. So again, I'm starting off with my herbs, and next I'm gonna go ahead and just wash everything else. Got a nasty Ajíes Dulces that I took out of there. So make sure that you look through your produce too. You don't wanna add any nasty peppers or whatever. So make sure that everything that you're using is nice and fresh. All right, and now that everything has been soaking for a good while, we're just going to drain everything and give everything a last cold water rinse just to get any vinegar residue off. We don't want our sofrito to be vinegary, so make sure you give everything a good rinse, okay? All right, the next step is to chop everything up. Once everything has been washed and nice and clean, I like to give everything just a good rough chop. I want to say about an inch and a half thick. I'm using a traditional, like regular size blender, but if you're using like a magic bullet or a NutriBullet, keep in mind that you're gonna want to chop everything up much smaller so that everything can fit. All right, now it is time for, I want to say the most tedious part, and it's deseeding the Ajíes Dulce. I just like to cut them in half, and then I use my thumb to scrape up the seeds. And then if any Ajíes Dulce have a stem on it, you want to make sure that you remove those as well. If one or two seeds are left behind, don't worry about it. It's not going to ruin your sofrito. It's not going to alter the taste. You just want to make sure that you get off as much as you can. I love Ajíes Dulce because they're just so unique. Their fragrance, their taste, they're such an awesome, unique, and rare pepper. I love them so much. All right, once we have finally deseeded our Ajíes Dulce, I like to go ahead and just give everything one last final rinse just to see if I can get off any loose seeds. But again, like I mentioned earlier, if a couple stragglers are left behind, it is not a big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and give everything a nice good rinse. All right, and then after that, I am going to add the rest of my veggies. I'm gonna start off with garlic, right, we're just gonna go ahead and throw that in there. It's about 4 bulbs of garlic. I like a lot of garlic in my sofrito. I don't know about you, but you can add more or less to your liking. But I like my garlic strong. All right. And after I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and add everything else, the onions. And then just once I add the rest of my veggies in my bowl, I'm just gonna go ahead and use my hands and just give it a good little rough mix. Does not have to be perfect. Remember that after everything is blended, we're gonna mix everything by hand. So don't worry too much about mixing it perfectly or anything like that. All right, and now it is time for blending. And I really wish that I blended this fast in real life because my sofrito would be done much faster. But what I like to do, I like to get just like a handful of everything. Like I mentioned earlier, the ratios do not have to be perfect because we're gonna be blending everything at the end to make sure that everything is well combined. All right, giving everything a good mix. It smells delicious. It looks delicious. I love the color. Depending on what peppers you use, yours may be a little more green, a little more red, a little more orange, more yellow. But this is usually how mine comes out. All right, now it is time to store our sofrito. All right, and this is my favorite method of storing sofrito. What I like to do, I just like to pour it over the ice cube tray, take that big chunk out, and then I use the back of the spoon to just spread and just try to evenly fill each ice cube little slot as evenly as possible. Each little ice cube slot or each ice cube of sofrito is gonna be about 1 ounce. For reference. All right, look at that. It looks wonderful. I got about 3.5 ice cube trays full. This is perfect. All right, and now it is time to cover our sofrito before we put it in the freezer. I like to use plastic wrap. You can go ahead and use foil, but please make sure that if you are using foil, it is a thick, heavy duty foil. You do not want to use thin sheet foil because it tends to stick when it is frozen, and you don't want to risk getting little pieces of foil in your sofrito, and that'll be terrible for your cooking and your health. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to each and every one. All right, now it is time to remove our frozen sofrito out of their ice cube trays, and the best way to do this is to run the bottom of the tray under hot water. Don't worry if a little bit of water gets on the sofrito. It is not a big deal. And I like to do this. It just helps everything come off just so much more easily and so much more effortlessly. All right, now it is time to pop out our sofrito cubes out of their trays. And here I just have a regular gallon freezer bag. You want to make sure that you use a freezer bag because you do not want your sofrito to develop freezer burn as it stores in your freezer. Look how easy it is to twist and turn that tray. All right, and I'm gonna do this to every single one of my trays. All right, and there you have it. Our sofrito is ready to be stored in the freezer. It is ready for use. This is gonna last me about 3 months. I wanna thank you for sticking with me through the entirety of this video. I really hope that you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please be sure to leave them in the comments down below and I will try my best to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching.